What's going on with y'all, man? Welcome to Chris Budget Gears and Reviews. And this is going to be a little bit of a different video because, as a lot of my viewers know, I just jumped on the Glock bandwagon. I switched over from the CZP-10F and I got the Glock 17 Generation 5, and I absolutely love it. But there are two things that I just want to kind of let new Glock owners know, because these two things I'm about to tell you, they kind of caught me off guard a little bit too. I actually had to kind of do a little research on them too. So these are two things that new Glock owners need to know. And I haven't seen anybody else on YouTube talk about this. But before we get to that, first we need to make the weapon clear. So we also going to do a quick class on how to make a striker-fired handgun safe. So this firearm is hot. We just actually came from concealed carrying it. So the first thing new gun owners is that you need to drop your magazine and then rack around out of the chamber. The reason why you do that is because of this right here. If you rack around out of the chamber, then let that slide go back home, you did not clear the chamber. All you did was rack another round into the chamber. So before you clear your firearm, the first thing that you need to do is drop the magazine. And as you can see, I'm still having trouble dropping that magazine. I'm gonna have to get me a extended magazine release. But anyway, you drop your magazine first. Sit that off to the side. Sit any live ammunition off to the side. Once you drop your magazine, then you rack your slide to the rear and eject that round of ammunition. Once you see that round of ammunition come out, you set it off to the side. You lock your gun to the rear. You physically look inside of your chamber and make sure that there is no ammunition inside of your chamber. As we see, there is no ammunition inside of the chamber. Going to go ahead and drop the slide, point it in a safe direction. The firearm is safe. So the two things that I want to actually show y'all is actually within the firearm. So let's go ahead and make this safe. Let's go ahead and drop the slide from off of here. You know, these takedown levels are small too. There we go. So the first thing is, you may look inside of your newly purchased Glock, and what you're going to see is an orange discoloration. Let me turn the light off so it can focus. I gotta turn it back on. You're going to see an orange discoloration. Like you see that orange discoloration that's riding inside of the rails? That is not rust. When I first seen that, I thought it was rust. But I actually did a little research, went to some of the Glock forums, and it turns out that Glock used like a copper-based anti-seize grease. And you're supposed to leave it on there, and after you fire X amount of rounds, that'll kind of burn off. That'll help break in the firearm. But being new to Glock, I did not know that. And every single Glock review that I ever watched, I never heard anybody say anything about this orange copper colored anti-seize grease. I never heard anybody say anything about that. So when you take your brand new purchased Glock apart, you're going to see this orange discoloration. It is not rust, it's the grease that they use. So that's the first thing that I just wanted to put out there to new Glock owners, because I never heard anybody say anything about that. And also, the second thing is this. Now, I'm also going to put up a picture that I pulled off of the internet so you can get a closer look. When you put your, it'd probably be better if I show you like this. When you put your recoil spring in, you see this area right here? That's where your recoil spring go at. Where that little semicircle is at right there. It doesn't go on this first ledge right here. And that kind of threw me off, because on my CZP-10F and even the CZP-10C, it doesn't have a semicircle. It goes on that first ledge. Like the CZ lineup of handguns, at least the ones that I had, they only had one ledge right there. So when I originally took it apart and oiled it up, I put my recoil spring right here, because that's where I thought it went at. Now, as you can see, that clearly doesn't even look right. So once again, I had to do a little bit more research, and then I found out that it's not that first ledge. It's right there where it goes at. So that's another thing that I think new Glock owners may get a little bit confused on, especially if you're coming over from one manufacturer of handgun to Glock. You may not know that that's not where your recoil spring goes at. It's actually another little ledge up there. So that's just something I just wanted to kind of share with new Glock owners, because that kind of caught me off guard too. Because with CZ, it just got one ledge right there. There's only one place to put the recoil spring. But on this Glock, they got that ledge right there, then they got that semicircle right there. So that little semicircle you see, that's where your actual recoil spring go at. So I just kind of wanted to drop that little information to any new Glock owners who may see this video. They may look inside their gun, see that orange discoloration. They may think it's rust, because that's the first thing I thought it was. I was like, what the hell? Why is it this rust inside my gun? It's not rust. It's the grease that Glock uses. So with that being said, just kind of wanted to, and this also puts on a little different than my CZs do. We still all clear, we are safe. So yeah, man, I just kind of wanted to show y'all that, man. So if you're a new Glock owner, if you open your gun up and you see that orange color, it's not rust, it's that grease. When you put your recoil spring back in, it's not that first ledge. You gotta push it up into where that semicircle is at. So with that being said, man, y'all be blessed, be safe. I'm out. Enjoy y'all New Year's also.